Let's go.
Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yes. The acoustics are kind of bad in here, so please, if everyone can stay silent while we're having a meeting, I appreciate that. What? Turn on lines and try our best. First up, we need a motion to approve last board meeting minutes of June 1st.
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
You want to do it or want me to? I'll let you do it. Everyone, come on.
The warrants are for prior year in general, 25,824.79. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We have to write them
Maybe write them down.
25,824.79. Water, 1,315.65. No sewer.
Oh,
And-
is it 11,000 or whatnot?
No.
Okay. Okay.
In total is 27,140.44.
Okay.
For the new year in general is 26,486.40.
One more time.
26,486.40. Water, 263,511.13. And the total is, there's no sewer. Total is 289,997.53. Payroll 2 is 100,717.58.
And you said that's payroll number 2.
Need the number again?
Yes.
No, payroll number 2.
Yes, payroll number 2.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Anyone first?
No
Nope.
transfers.
Today I'd like to introduce a new Menands police officer. We're introducing Alex Griffin, who comes to us from the town of Bethlehem. He is been divisionally nominated for this role by me. He's coming in at step 3 with a salary of $79,352. I'd like to welcome Alex today to sign the book at noon and need a board approval.
I'll make a motion.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Welcome out.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay.
Allie, what shift are you working?
That's the boss.
Also tonight, we're going to approve a part-time officer, Patrick Lurenz. Let's say salary.
Yeah.
Hourly rate of $44.37 per hour. He signed the book today.
Yeah.
And his first shift was today. So we have board motion for that.
I'll make the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
He opposed. Patrick decided to form a Marine. He, officer of the island, and he also organized the fire capital regions place for cops.
And he's also an EMT or a paramedic with the town of Clifton Park. South End project update.
South End project, they are actually moving quite well. The weather has been cooperating, although I heard through the washout last night. Rainstorm. They are needing some sewer main connections. I think you were number 1 tonight, today, for the sewer line road connections. Silver. And, you're should be all connected, you're ready to go.
Yeah, we're connected, we're flushing our toilets.
Keep that on the script.
They're doing,
Yeah, it's to slow down on that part. My wife won't stop that washing.
you're all set now. They're continuing the storming of Amsterdam Avenue. They're between Hampton and close to Hampton right now.
Yep.
Just so everyone's aware, National Grid will be holding all the storm, the sweep holes while storm is installed. That's to make sure nothing collapses. We have had some complaints about the school bus not being able to go through the construction area. This is a problem with the bus drivers. It's not a problem with the construction crew. Bus driver, for some reason, refuses to continue through, even though the construction crew has been waiting them on. The bus company has been advised, and the bus driver has apparently been spoken to that. There are going to be detours in effect, and no parking signs being attached to these. The local traffic is always allowed. If there's a question, always ask one of the construction workers if you think of that. There will soon be detours as they start to reconstruct the entire road on Amsterdam in North Borough.
And Van Rensselaer. But they're gonna, just so everybody's aware of this, they're not gonna do it all, break it up all at one time. They're gonna, it's called blocking. There'll be like 2 or 3 houses that they're gonna take it right down to wherever they have to bring it. It's gonna be, yeah. And then they're gonna put the bedding down for it. And then once the road is all, that part's done, then they're gonna put down the curbing and the binder coat. They're not gonna put the finished coat on until the whole project's done. Because the trucks, they're still gonna have to go over it, so they don't wanna destroy it.
So that'll start up to 2 weeks from. Comments or questions during process of the village office and down to.
Yep.
The fire investigation is still ongoing. Have not received the official calls yet. There are multiple agencies who are investigating because of the complexity of the fire. And so it's going to take a little bit of time to sort that whole thing out. We are working with our insurance adjusters from Wilson, figuring out what forwarded. There are several different policies involved. Some cover the building, some cover the machines, some cover contents. So it's going to take a little bit to sort things out.
Why is channel 13 saying that with battery or something?
Yeah.
They've had it on a couple times and they haven't had to use it.
Yeah, so the initial cause was never confirmed, and
Just saying.
you know, they continue to run with that, and while it is a lightweight component, it's not confirmed, just like an autopsy.
Yeah.
We have to wait for, you know, final.
They've flashed that, you know.
Yeah, they're using it in a separate thing about looking better.
We are still operating with the help of Paradise. We have 2 pieces of apparatus that have been loaned to us on by Sugar Road, on by Lake County. So we are still going to calls. They went to one today. So nothing has changed in that regard. We are setting up still working with our legal department to set up a charitable organization. While that work is accelerating, we also are allowed legally to accept donations for the fire recovery. We named, or the fire department has worked with us to name the specific spot where this money will go as, what is it?
I didn't bring it.
I didn't remember the wording of
I believe it is something similar to the Menands Fire Department recovery
Restoration.
plan.
Right?
Will we have that on the website?
Yes.
Once we have the fund, the foundation set up.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's gonna be, not the name of the foundation of the building.
That's good.
Yeah, but the foundation, you gotta get you have to have the foundation before you can do the other stuff.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
We should have organizational meeting to apply. We should have applied for finance. We should be ready. Menands Police has opened a station on the third floor of Rotary Center for management operations. That's where Chief, Lieutenant, and Sue, who answers to the 161, phone number, are sitting currently. And a trailer to
Do we have
temporarily go behind to
Maybe
a
so that the number per se.
patrol officer.
Yeah. Those are still
Yeah.
You take or use insurance. Insurance. That's fire, that's fire. Don, wanna do the next?
Yep. In May and June, they, to get the let out team called the Glow Team went out with the help of Mark Carnegie and Tim Lane. They knocked on, in May, they knocked on 469 properties. Out of that, there was 11 of them that had copper, 5 were galvanized, 7 were, wait a minute, the numbers aren't right. I apologize. But there was 5 galvanized, 7 lead, 2 plastic, 1 was, they believe was copper, 1 and 7 were unknown. And when they did it in June, there was 138 that were copper, 9 galvanized, 2 lead, 6 plastic, 2 cast iron, 3 were unknown, and 5 were inaccessible. But out of that, they had a 30 to 36% achievable to going in and looking at these, which they said is the highest they've had in all the properties that they've done so far. And they'll be back mid-June to take care of the other stuff. July, what did I say? I get my months, they're all blended together. So they'll be back in June, July. They can't have 2 J's in the same 2 days in a row.
I believe the copper for May is supposed to be 115.
Yeah.
That's, the number got pushed down.
Yeah.
We had a total of 10 lead.
Yeah,
That's the bottom.
10 lead out of,
10 lead.
Not bad.
better than what they were predicting.
6 properties that we're getting that. 10 lead.
And we do still continue to apply for funding. For that are.
Yeah. The website update.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Yes.
What,
Going on, 16A, we're adding the village needs to declare a negative declaration to apply for funding for the replacement of the type 30 funding. Only received word that this was necessary today. The reason is that ESP which fund these projects, currently second, not money thing. And so they shortened the time period for which municipalities can apply for those from September to July. So for us to apply for it, we need to declare seeker now, and we need to thanks after seeker, bond council, and Once we go to bond council, the bond resolution has to sit legally for 30 days. So all that time pushes up against the end of July. So by declaring a negative secret, we're basically saying that simply we're replacing the current structure with a replacement structure. We are not doing anything new in terms of expansion, et cetera, and therefore it is a negative type 2 action that we declare. Well, let me just read the engineering report dated today. June chapter. On March 23rd, 2026, the Oakland County Department of Health, in conjunction with the New York State Department of Health, conducted a preliminary survey of the village of Menands public water system and identified multiple significant deficiencies associated with the finished water storage infrastructure, sanitary protection, facility security, and system operations. In response to the sanitary findings, survey findings, and associated violation letter, the village developed submitted a corrective action plan. The county Department of Health has subsequently prepared a preliminary engineering report for the proposed village of Menands critical water storage and improvement project. As part of the Water Infrastructure Act funding application through the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation. The proposed, as part of the WIA funding application process, compliance with the State Environmental Quality Review Act, SECRET is required. Therefore, this memorandum documents the SECRET review process completed for the proposed project and provides basis for the recommended SECRET classification determination. Scope. The proposed critical water storage and storage improvements project consists of improvements to existing municipal water system infrastructure owned and operated by the village of Menands. Project includes replacement of an existing deteriorated high service reservoir at the existing reservoir site. Sanitary protection and security improvements to those existing low service reservoir replacement or operating valves associated.
It does at the same time.
Existing water pump station and installation of a limited interconnect between the village water distribution system and the Albany water reports.
It's part of the ADA, they have to do that.
Emergency supply resilience. The high reservoir service components include the demolition and replacement of the existing buried concrete finished water storage tank, the new finished water storage tank, at the existing facility location. So associated improvements include the replacement of permanent piping, controls, access structures, security measures, and related site improvements necessary to restore compliant operations of the existing facility. At the low service reservoir, improvements consist of above grade access modifications, placement of access hatches, latches, security vents and gates, and monitoring equipment at an existing water storage facility. The Warrants pump station improvements consist of replacement of existing inoperable valves and minor associated piping modifications. So here's the
Okay, this is the secret zone. State Environmental Quality Review Act resolution for the village of Menands critical water source and storage improvement project, where the village board of trustees of the village of Menands is considering the following proposed scope of work. The village manages improvements to the existing municipal water system infrastructure intended to address significant deficiencies identified in the March 23rd, 26 sanitary survey restore compliant finished water storage improvements, sanitary protection, improve operational resiliency, and protect the public health. The proposed project includes replacement of the existing deteriorated high surface reservoir at the existing reservoir site, sanitary protection, and security improvements to the existing low service reservoir, replacement of inoperable valves and associated piping modifications to the existing water pump station, and installation of a limited interconnection between the village water distribution system and the Albany system to improve operational flexibility and emergency supply resilience. Proposed work will occur at existing municipal water infrastructure sites and within the existing roadway and utility corridor. Whereas the board has reviewed the scope of the project and has further received consider the advice of its engineers and environmental professionals with respect to classification of the action in accordance with the State Environmental Quality Review Act, seeker, and whereas the board has reviewed proposed action with respect to type 2 criteria set forth in 6 NYCRR Part 617.5C, including the following: 1, maintenance or repair involving no substantial changes in an existing structure or facility, and 2, replacement, rehabilitation, and reconstruction of a structure or facility in kind on a single site, including upgrades, necessary current code, regulatory requirements, design standards, unless such action meets or exceeds any thresholds contained in 6 NY 617. Whereas the proposed project consists of replacement, rehabilitation, repair, upgrading, and modernization on an existing municipal water system constructed in existing facility and within the previously disturbed roadway and utility corridors, and does not involve creation of new water district, extension of service to undeveloped areas, or substantial expansion of the system capacity. And whereas the proposed project is effective action meeting one or more of the aforementioned types of criteria, whereas two actions have been determined not to have significant impact on the environment and are not subject to further review of their seeker. I make a motion to accept the
I'll second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Downtown.
At the board's request, I contacted the website and they gave us 2 scenarios. Well, let me back up a minute. There's some required costs that we get every year. One is $400 for the firewall, $600 for the annual hosting, and a monthly platform plugin updates and backups is $1,200, basically $100 a month just for that. It's for 1 hour a month to take care of that. Scenario 1 would be a one-time charge of $700 for the WordPress documentation and training of one time of $200. And that's where we would take care of everything, all the updates and everything on ourselves. The second one is a monthly value of basically $500 and it'd be $1,500 be sent out quarterly. So it's up to the board what they like to do.
So like currently right now, they're billing us. for
And-
15.
Yeah.
We have spent eight. This, in last year's fiscal year, we spent almost $9,000.
The only,
And
this,
it doesn't include the monthly fees. I didn't include that.
no, well, part of the reason it's so high from last year, I don't know previous years, but last year, because we changed from the other format to this format, and they were doing that as they went along. Yeah, like I
So
said,
what happens when the work exceeds this minimum?
that's all they're going to charge us. We're not going to charge. We get a flat rate of $500 a month, basically, and that's what it is. There won't be any exceeding any of that.
So then why have they been billing this way? I mean,
Because when the contract was set up, it was set up as this is well before my time, but it was set up as a time and fee.
I do think we should start the conversation. I think Cheryl having to agree in that position, and I think we can maybe, probably that reason also seconded the vacation service.
Well, we've already, defined the job role, and we've defined, for people with, payroll experience, non payable experience. It's a different job set than no workers. So, I don't see how those two jobs. blend together without hiring somebody that much hires out.
So there's that specific position.
So we went to civil service and found out exactly what a job description is. So that's. Yeah. Doesn't include a lot.
It was like, she was different. Like,
Counselors.
those different.
Yeah, she was a clerk one. She was a clerk one. She was a clerk one. She was a actual, she took a civil service exam and she was a clerk 1 or 2.
Clerk one is clerk one.
Whatever.
Expects to include more financials. Correct.
A lot of money is something. And I'm not necessarily do it right now. So what I'm saying. And they had like the wrong links up, they had the links up, even when we did the mass thing, we did the documents together. Some of those things still haven't been updated, but I don't.
The same thing.
They is with Jason.
It's like somebody has to do the work to manage the website, either hire somebody specific just to do that set of other things. Or we have to pay an outside contractor to do this. Either you want that website to be accurate, constantly updated information. That costs money. I mean, I understand that. I just don't know what the solution is. We can't hire somebody that honestly. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
That's gonna cost.
Either we're gonna pay Jason for his time, or we're gonna pay somebody, an hourly, getting away from those 15-minute, saying, that's conversation Don and I had. Honestly, how do you make it something? ASAP, and whatever it is.
So Don,
That's a concession.
from your discussion with Ben, do you think we can hold like costs down a little as compared to last year? If we go with their,
If we do they're not opposed to doing the monthly fee, or not the quarterly, billing us quarterly for it. They had a flat, that'd be $500 a month or $1,500 every 3 months.
it's basically
It'd be $6,000 a year altogether, total, to do it. And then plus the other charges. The other way is if, we have a problem, something can't be fixed and they have to fix it, they're gonna charge us an hourly rate, which would be, I mean,
But that's not something necessarily that even Jason would have.
because, I mean,
We still have to go with it.
yeah.
$1,000, and they're gonna settle for 6 and not go above that. So I'd like
They
to
don't-
see it in writing from them, like a contract. that says-
You have that. I get,
Nowhere in here does it say that this is the, there will be no additional charges outside of.
okay, I will make sure that I can have that tomorrow for you. No, but I mean, but I can, because I'll just tell them that, this is what it's gonna, and I believe that's what I know that's what they said, because he said, that's what he said to Brian and I thought that was in the contract. I don't have a copy of that contract with me. So we can put that on the next meeting to discuss further.
As I mentioned, we had started interviews for the replacement for sheriff. I got over 200 applicants. Current off. And meeting mostly because there's too many. Sort through. Mary Jean and I met with 2 that stood out to us. Scheduled for one that job and one. We interviewed two people on Friday, and they were strong candidates. We set some more interviews up for this week. And we'll see the board. Office This is filling it, yes. Thank you.
Thank God. He's doing awesome. You can't even imagine what it's like to have people answer the phone and give you 10 minutes to do something else. So yes, a receptionist is great.
I will be joining Phil Steck in honoring the Capital District Farmers Market and Capital District Retail Market. At their expected into with the historic registry. Evening is education. It's
It's a Tuesday, it's the 19th at 11 o'clock, right? It was June 19th, wasn't
I will send for.
it? Okay,
Uh,
17th.
June 7th. Wednesday. 11.
I knew it was a Tuesday.
Found out, okay. The Friends of the Alban Rural Cemetery has a schedule of 2026 events that they have put copies of this in the village office. They're available on the kiosk by the board. I am still working with the colony court system to figure out why we still have not received a single dollar from any of the fines that are issued by our village. They can't understand why, the courts, and that's it. So we're here. I had the privilege of attending the annual Sarah Maldonado scholarship presentation the other day. This year, the award recipient was Carly D'Armecco, my daughter, who will be attending Hot State. She was working with Down by decision. Congratulations.
He was a teacher that had cancer and died.
I will be sending out with our water bills, another push for members to sign up for the Solar Simplified Energy Program. We so far received, I think, almost $7,000 towards our plug fund total from them for our signups. With energy bills the size they are, I'm going to say,
Welcome to my world. He's smoking crack.
Menands Public Library is having their summer reading kickoff this Saturday from 10 a.m. You can sign up for reading. They will have mostly children's activities, although summer readings. Face painting, blue animals, pen tattoos, magic show, ice cream, baby draw, a bouncy house, and previews basketball aesthetics. Also, I did not know, but I just saw on their website that they are hiring. They are looking for a library assistant for teen and teen services. Help create programs, recommend books and manga, conduct outreach, and build connections with the young people in their communities. It's a part-time job for 20 to 25 hours per week at $17.50 an hour, and it's under New York State Public programs. So, you have questions on qualifications of library assistant.
Yes, this past weekend I had the opportunity to see the CEO from CTA. I was speaking for a few minutes, regarding us having maintaining the village and also possibility of sidewalks to be repaired and added on Boyd's Lane. And I thought
How long ago Don was, gonna be talking about that? Was that?
previous, retired, that's what.
We talked it with, that was with CD, whatever those initials. Yeah, that's the one. You say it wrong, you look like a fool. That's why I'm not gonna say it. Shouldn't joke around like that. Okay. Yeah, I don't care.
All right. And seniors, this week is gonna be their first meeting, at the crossings. It will start at 9 o'clock. They're gonna have yoga, bingo, and pizza. The next business meeting is gonna be on June 25th, back at the crossings. Menands School. So on June 2nd, 2 dozen Menands School choir members, participated in American Young Voices at 90 Arena. They joined hundreds of students across the region for a 90-minute national sing-along. The event followed an international virtual sing-along earlier this year, where more than 350,000 singers from 30 countries performed the same song. On June 5th was field day. It was great weather. They did miss the fire department, but we'll be excited to get them back here next year. Upcoming, Wednesday night, go to 16 Candles in Conrad Greenbush Road. 16% of the proceeds from 5 to 6:30 will go to the PTA. You don't need a flyer for anything. On Thursday, the second graders are taking a field trip.
To the park and to the village office.
I want to thank the police and fire department for making that happen. My second grader was very worried. It wasn't gonna happen.
You're going to the park and the village office because they can't go
To the firehouse. The middle school dance for the middle schoolers was moved to this Thursday because school had to close last Friday due to the weather. This Friday, the building will be closed for June 19th. On July 7th will be the school board reorganizational meeting, and then they have several things coming up the next 2 weeks for the end of school. June 18th, the seniors from several high schools are going to come and walk through the halls. There'll be a moving up ceremony for the 5th graders. There is a kindergarten celebration, a pre-K celebration, and then on June 25th will be graduation starting at 6 o'clock here at school.
Can you do me a favor? Buddy, pass it. Thank you.
Thank you, Don.
Next meeting is gonna be our organizational meeting, so could be a little longer than normal, just so everybody's aware of it. Yeah. July 6th. Yeah. This Thursday, the 18th, in the library here, there's gonna be a ZBA meeting regarding construction of a home at 35 Clifford Road. They're going for a variance. It's a continuation. They made the house fit into the footprint that it should.
So that's the vacant lot next to it.
Yes. Yep. They actually, I don't want to get into it because this is a ZBA issue, but they actually, if people can drive by and there's actually a yellow line where the house is going to be outlined, where it's going to be in there. And they found out that half of their neighbor's driveway was on their property. They surveyed it, and half of the neighbor's driveway is on their property. And
Where was parking?
they're gonna have what they call shared driveway with next door.
So one of the houses are sold separately, so that
They're getting an easement. This is all ZBA stuff. I'm not gonna. That was, all that was recommended to them by the ZBA, make sure that they have all their ducks in a row.
Next time. Ernie.
Just a lot of things going on. Taxes, we have received already $745,000 almost. They're coming in good. Looking on, the AFR starting amongst everything else that's going. Hanging in there.
We all, me and Mary Jane I know we said it once, but we truly mean this. We really want to thank Jason for helping us out, because
Absolutely.
when we put the notice out about the glow team going out there, the phone just blew up, and it was like, that's all we did all day, was pick up the phone, and it was,
Very overwhelming.
and
Once he started, it was like a lot of stress, my stress anyways, went away.
he's helping us pick up the things that were a little far behind that we're trying to catch up anyway. So we're putting them to work.
And the water bills should be going out. I'm gonna try to work on them next week sometime. Oh.
Public comment.
The fire department is requesting to purchase a 2026 Chevy Tahoe. It's a police package vehicle with a better suspension than the normal residential vehicle. That vehicle cost is $60,322.36.
You have
This vehicle
Did you say that again?
going to be $60,322.46. That is VSA content. This is the program that we've put into place every 3 years of replacing the chief's vehicle. Fiscally, it wasn't funded to try to replace all our capable pickup trucks. So this vehicle will go to the assistant chief, Mike. His Tahoe will go to the second assistant chief, John Dudley. The Durango that the police has had historical issues with, and we have been lucky enough to not have issues with because of the lack of wear and tear that we put on vehicles, would then be used as a multi-purpose vehicle for the fire department. Would allow members to go to training, not have to put turnout gear in their own vehicles. If there is a member who is trained in EMS and they sign a dedicated response sheet, they would be responsible for responding to EMS calls while they have that vehicle. It also gives us the ability, if the vehicle is in the shop, that the chief still has. The upfitting for the lights is $16,044.01. The grand total is $76,366.47. This will come out of our equipment budget of $125,000.
I think motion.
Second?
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Sure you're gonna be running the budget.
We feel financially secure enough of where we sit to make this a possibility to continue the program that we've set in place to not buy used vehicles, but used vehicles that in the long run cost us a lot more money than the fine work. And
How long before you would expect, to see it?
believe it's in stock in order, but possibly 3 weeks, and then the upfitting itself could be another week. So we're looking at about a month before taking full ownership and putting.
Use that drawing out on there.
That has a bad tire ride and a smell bag, so we put it out here and there and.
And that's a start.
Yeah.
Still getting that. Rather somebody else do it.
And then real quick, if for anyone that's here, the Village of Menands on the Facebook page, put up a lead and copper test, Google form and information. If anyone in here is willing to take that test, it's very easy. I drop off a water bottle to your house with information on it and directions. Easiest way is you go to bed tomorrow night, first thing you do is you take a draw from tap, write down the times and put it back outside and come pick it up. And it keeps us, keeps the county healthy. I'm very happy with that. Especially with all the, especially in the south end with as much kind of shaking, even with the get the layout teams, it's still just a good way to.
Okay. All right, a couple things. Public safety topics, number 7, 8, and 13. C. They're already written there, so there's nothing we need to say further. Now, my village work projects, number 4, 9, 10, 13, which I've done on my own. And then number 3, I'm glad to see that our village board passed local laws, number 3, 4, and 5, which I do support. Now, number 5, I'm angry, upset, red hot, and outraged that the town and county is making errors and failing to give our village money reimbursements when parking, speeding, littering, and other violations of village ordinance occur in Menands. So I would hope that the village Menands and the town and county will work to get those related problems resolved. Now, number 14. Now, I recently observed some signs in our village being covered by trees with branches, right? Hey, one stop sign at north end of Bellwood Road where it meets Hart's Lane is still being partly covered by tree branches. Number 1, and then B, one yellow tree that's place sign on the south side of Griffin Road is still slightly being blocked, covered with tree branches. And number C, one stop sign and one street sign saying Cornell Drive on Cornell Drive and the approach junction are both being blocked by tree branches. I had already reported this matter of those 3 signs to the police and Clerk down here. Now, Brian, I just gave you a letter to remind you, so I can wait till sometime next month to give you a written reply.
Thank you.
And Nick, I'll be looking forward to give you a written reply next week. Thank you very much for letting me speak on the coordination. I'm done. Thanks, Phil. You're welcome.
I know I've asked you this, the other people. I know that my answer that I get all the time is, I don't have to worry about it in my lifetime. But I really don't understand with the new source where my responsibility ends and starts. Am I now responsible to the middle of the road if I have an issue? How is that working and how do I know that I have to put a road back, I'm assuming the way it was. So how do you know how, just in case something happens because nobody has that crystal ball. So what exactly am I responsible for and how do you know how to do that in case something happens and your sewer gets clogged?
So most sewer systems are built the way that ours will be.
Fine, but that's not the answer to my question. What do you do moving forward if something happens? How do you go about
So you have 2 cleanouts now. You have one in the other.
Correct.
Access that hasn't been there in the past. So
Correct.
instead of having to come through your basement necessarily, they can now go that
with the clean out, right?
Right. So that's an added way to ensure that the bottleneck can be and in addition, a poly pipe just does not have the same characteristic as the old clay pipes, so far as they collapsing and tree roots. I guess
I'm just saying I'm worrying for nothing, but I do worry because I don't quite understand it. So God forbid something does happen, you have to hire somebody to dig up the road, basically, is that what?
No, you have to hire somebody to come in and jet out or.
They just snake it out or, okay. That's all, you wouldn't have to dig up
The clay pipe, for instance, when you jet it, and I'm sure Mark can tell you this, they have a habit of collapsing. If they use too much, you can't sometimes use a pressure jetter because it will blow through the clay pipe. So this is a far more robust system. And this is why everything we do is, it's just, it's the only way to go. So.
I'm not arguing that point, I just want to be prepared in case something happens with what they did.
Well, just to her point, because you're not answering her question,
Thank you.
I don't want to be that guy, but it's still your responsibility, Pat, from the main to the house is your responsibility. Even if it's 20 years from now, 10 years from now, you're still, yes, you will have to, if they have to dig up the whole line and place it. But the technology nowadays, they've been actually, they can actually do it without digging up the road in some cases. But you would be responsible from the main to the house.
Our
With-
system was different. Normally
The cleaning out for the house.
normally the mains are in the road or go block. Anyone else?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah.
When are we gonna cut back on money here to save money for our village? What we're doing is spending money lately.
Well, everything that we're spending money on.
I'm just saying.
is within the village budget, so, and we are, again,
You know what I'm saying? It just seems like money's going every which way. You know what I mean? We also have tax raises and stuff. And all we keep doing is spending money. You know, when we cutting back?
this year's budget is $5,000 more than last year's budget. Yes, it's up.
I understand that.
I mean,
So now, why did our taxes go up and it's only $5,000?
because we had deficit for prior years.
Okay. That's all I need to know, but all we do is spend money around here.
Yes, I'm not in Bitcoin.
I understand that to a point, but to another point, everything, you know, this one's getting a raise, that one's getting a raise. Did you guys all get raises too?
No,
Okay, thank God for that.
not 3 years.
Okay, which is good. But I'm just saying, every time we turn around, we spend money. So, you know, everybody, you know, we all got nailed. We're all on fixed incomes. And it just seems like every time we turn around, this one wants this, that, you know. Why are we cutting that?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? We gotta tighten the belt here somewhere, don't you think? You know? Everybody's asking for money. What, cut back? Well, I mean, it's, you know, if you did, yeah, oh, man, he wants this, give it. This one wants this, give it. No. Let's cut back. You know what I'm saying?
or not.
Oh, we've got to work a little harder on it. Right?
What do you want to give up?
Huh?
What do you want to give up?
What do I want to give up?
Yeah, what do you want to give up?
I won't be able to stay in my house.
We all want that,
Well, I know that.
but, sometimes you just have to spend money.
I know that, but
I mean,
to a point, they just raised.
The firehouse was unexpected.
No, well, we're not saying about the firehouse right now. Right? Firehouse, we said we're heavily insured. And when we come around to the firehouse, we'll see how it does. And you know, if we needed money for the firehouse, everybody would give. You know it.
Well, when you see when they work. People when they work, they want to, they expect to use this.
I know that. And I work too hard all my life. But I'm just saying, we have to cut back a little bit here to see what's going on, right?
Where do you expect that?
I don't know. They run it, not us.
I will just ask a little bit about the website that we looked at, how can we make some similar comparison. Price for being, get a little more control over it, and just do a partnership with a high school. Group there in the junior high with tech savvy that might be able to help, and if some of that for you will give them some expertise to.
What's it say?
Essentially, I'm not gonna give responsibility of managing our information to a high school student, you know, I mean,
Well, if it was a group, and groups are managed by an adult. You get tracked.
we looked at other companies, again, I think the negotiated rate with our company that we then have a long-term service with, you know, that they have good job and acquisition website, be it not perfect. So, I mean, you know, for instance, has a person do their website, all they do. Yeah, so I don't think we want to go that route. We have to buy it.
Now we're talking,
We're essentially buying a piece of a person. Question is, how big a piece is that person?
no, I understood, I was just making sure, I assumed you compared to we have.
You know what I mean? And then they have people with benefits that, you know what I mean, they have health insurance and all that, it's all baked into an hourly rate, which, you know what I mean, and so the question was, if it takes them 10 minutes and they're going us for 15, you know, how many of those can we say, just, let's see flat fee?
Yeah.
And it's all your responsibility. That's like, I'm gonna take it, for instance, then instead of sending a single thing, clumping things together and hey, do this. So in the same 15 minutes, you may be able to do something for Don, something for me. You know, what I mean? But we did a little bit more responsible. So yes, we have any more. Sure.
Now, last meeting, Chuck offered to assist you with a website, you know, the people that are doing the website under control, let's say, correct. That's not been addressed.
I don't understand the question.
Chuck had suggested them giving us access to one particular.
That's in the agreement, that there was two scenarios they gave us. One was a flat rate where they would continue to do it. The other one would be that we'd be responsible for it. That was the two scenarios. They would just charge us a monthly fee. There's $100 charge that we get every month for them to do the updates, and there's updates and maintenance that has to be done to the website that they'd be responsible for. And then there's three other things. The firewall so we don't get hacked. They have a monthly or a yearly $600 a year for hosting it, and there was one other, I forget what was the other.
$400 for the wall, $600 for posting.
And then in the hour.
$2,200 a year just to have the website. Then they gave us scenarios where if we had a person in-house who could do it, they would give us the documentation and access to the back end, and the person would have to do some training. We don't have that person. That's my understanding.
My point is, Chuck said he was willing to help you negotiate. You talked with the people. And, you know, if that's his line of work, and, you know, he knows the ins and outs, and can get us a better rate, you know, I think advantageous to us, just that, yes, you offered to help, can you help?
I didn't hear him say that, but I think if that's what he said, I mean, I don't know what else, what's really to negotiate more, but I mean, but we can.
We'll talk about that tomorrow and get a copy of an actual.
Yep.
Have nothing for executive session? Anyone else, I'm sorry, anyone else online?
No hands raised.
All in favor?
Aye.
7 o'clock, thank you.
I want to take.
Just.